Hello, welcome to the dark side of the library. I am your podcast host, Carrie, and I'm also here on StreamYard with my cousin Katie, the
Hello.
second half. And she is an artist and just got back from an art show. Woo!
Yeah.
So we're a little tired because it's Monday.
Yeah.
Today we are videoing our podcast so that our viewers on Facebook and YouTube can watch us chat about books. And those of you that are just listening on the podcast don't have to see my wrinkles. So count yourself lucky.
Stop it.
I love being a goth granny.
Yeah.
Okay, today we are chatting about dark young adult YA books coming out February 2023 that we think are interesting. We do read a lot of YA books. Some of the books on the list we're going to present to you and then go, don't know.
Probably, yes. A lot of them.
We did miss some cool books in January. You can, of course, go to darksideofthelibrary.com to see our former podcasts from the past. There were some cool books that we forgot to mention. Katie, what book did you forget to mention?
All right. So the first book I forgot to mention is called The Black Queen. It has a very cool cover. If you are over on YouTube, you will be able to see the banner there, but on Amazon, you'll see everything in the carousel. So apparently this is about the main character, Nova Albright, who's going to be the first Black homecoming queen at Lovett High, but now she's dead.
Oops.
Yes.
That figures. You finally get something you want and then blam.
Yes. So she was murdered on coronation night. And this is going to be a great book for people who like One of Us is Lying. And I've heard of this book. I think it's pretty popular. And the other book is called The Other Black Girl. So it's clearly a thriller book. So Nova is dead. She was murdered on her night of her coronation. Her body found the next morning in the old slave cemetery. She spent weekends rehabilitating. Tinsley,
that's nice of her.
Yeah, I think that's actually kind of cool.
And she put that on her college application.
I know, right? She gets extra props for that. So Tinsley was supposed to be the queen. So I'm seeing some suspects here. This is also, not only is Tinsley beautiful, wealthy, and white, it's her legacy. Her grandmother, her mother, and even her sister wore the crown before her. So clearly she's like number one suspect, and she's clearly very jealous. No one is more certain of all of this than Duchess Simmons. This is Nova's best friend. Thank God she's got a best friend trying to redeem all of this. Duchess's father is the first Black police captain in Leavitt. For Duchess, Nova's crown was more than just a win for her. It's a win for all Black kids. Now her best friend is dead, and her father won't face the fact that the main suspect is right in front of him. So if you're looking for an interesting murder mystery thriller, check out The Black Queen. This is by Jumata Emill, and it came out January 31st, so not that long ago. So what's your first book that came out in January?
It also came out January 31st. We didn't hear about it till we'd already recorded the YA podcast.
Of course.
This is a lush and terrifying debut called Blood Circus.
Ooh.
It's by Camila Victoire, and it's from Blackstone Publishing. So at the end of the 21st century, climate change and famine almost ended humanity. Kind of like what's going on now. Until the discovery of the Klujans, I hope I'm saying that right, it's Klujns, the Clunes, I'm going to say Klujans, a barbaric humanoid species with strangely colored eyes and even stranger abilities. They have crystal claws, and their bones fertilize barren soil. So that would, their tender meat is a super protein. So we probably want to kill them and eat them. So that sucks for them. So they're human saviors, but also natural-born enemies. So I'm getting an alien versus predator vibe, except with humans. Anyway,
yeah,
these poor species is meant to be hunted and used. And humans are really good at hunting and using other species. So our main character is Ava, and she's 16, and she finds herself on the wrong side of a military fence that they put up to protect the North American territory. So this is kind of post-apocalyptic, too. I love those.
That's cool.
She's captured by the Klujans, or clunes or whatever, and made to participate in the blood race. A macabre tradition, and I'm getting some Hunger Games vibes, where young human hostages compete to the death for Clujan amusement. Maybe a little derivative, but
Yeah.
anyway, at first she's terrified, as you would be, but as she observes the Clujan behavior that contradicts what she's learned, she begins to wonder, are they as different as she was led to believe? And she's fighting for her life, but maybe does it matter? So the book was inspired by 4 years on the road with a traveling circus. Camila Victoire delivers a twisted coming-of-age tale, and they actually mention the Hunger Games. Okay, they're comparing it to that. Fine.
Yeah.
It has some plot twists, possibly, and world building, and I'm definitely going to give it a try. I'm a little Hunger Games out, but it's post-apocalyptic enough. I want to check it out. That's Blood Circus by Camila Victoire, and it came out January 31.
Very cool. My next, and I think this is my final January book that I missed. It's called Going Dark, and it apparently is similar to Gone Girl, which I love that movie. I have not read the book, but I love the movie. It's similar to Gone Girl and A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which is, as many people know, like #1 selling book, New York Times selling book for a long time. So Going Dark is by Melissa de la Cruz. And we have a story about a young, beautiful influencer named Amelia Ashley who has gone missing. So here's our list of characters they're presenting in the description. We have the influencer, Amelia Ashley. She shares everything with her followers, as all influencers do. Her favorite hole-in-the-wall restaurants, her best fashion tips, and her European trip of a lifetime with her really hot boyfriend. That leads us to our next character, the boyfriend. So Josh has no choice but to return home without Amelia after she abandons him in Rome. All right.
That's kind of rude. That's kind of harsh. What did he do wrong? Jeez.
Exactly. He has no clue where she went or how her blood got in his suitcase. Oh, not in it. Yeah, and nobody believes him, obviously. Like, it's his suitcase.
I just spilled red shampoo in my suitcase, but it was pretty obviously red shampoo. It smelled really good.
Oh, that's perfect.
It made my suitcase clean when I cleaned it out, but
exactly.
had to do a lot of laundry.
Yes.
There's been worse things spilled in my suitcase.
Oh, God. Please don't tell me it's blood. The next character is the hacker. So to Harper Delgado, Amelia Ashley is just another missing white girl whipping up a media frenzy. But with each digital knot she untangles about the influencer, Harper wonders who is Amelia Ashley. So this is where I'm starting to get some Gone Girl vibes, where she's just like disappears and does some weird stuff. The next character is called The Other Girl. So 2 years ago, another girl did go missing, one who never made the headlines or had a trending hashtag, but similar circumstances. And then the final character in this story, which I probably will pick up, it's called The Truth. Oh, it's not a character. The Truth.
Oh,
bold. Sorry. Amelia's disappearance has captured the world's attention. So what comes next? Watch this space. So I'm excited. I love Gone Girl, and this definitely is giving me those kind of vibes. So this is called Going Dark. It's by Melissa de la Cruz.
It sounds like a good nighttime page turner.
Yeah.
Because last night I was trying to read an interesting political history book in bed at 10 o'clock at night after drinking. And I was like, this is so boring. But I was loving the book earlier in the day. At nighttime, I really need oh my God, they're about to shoot her. Is she going to live? I need suspense.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel that.
We also wanted to tell you about a book that came out in January 2023 called The Skeleton Key by Erin Kelly, who I hope is Irish because that's the perfect Irish name. It's set in summer 2021. I remember that time well. Nell has come home at her family's insistence to celebrate an anniversary. 50 years ago, her father wrote a book called The Golden Bones. It was part picture book, and here's the cool part. It was part treasure hunt. I love books like that.
Ooh.
So Sir Frank Churcher, her father, I guess, created a fairy story about Eleanor, a murdered woman whose skeleton was scattered all over England. There's clues and puzzles in the pages of the Golden Bones, and readers were led to 7 sites where jewels were buried. This kind of happened in real life, actually, and a guy found the treasure eventually.
Ooh.
So gold and precious stones, and each are a different part of a skeleton. So one by one, the tiny golden bones are dug up by the fans of the book until only Eleanor's pelvis remained hidden. That's a little perverted. Okay.
Oh my.
The book was a sensation. A community of treasure hunters called the Bone Hunters formed. This kind of reminds me of the night circus, and they had the people that would always wear black and white and have a red, they were fans of this night circus. So these fans have a frenzied competition, and they're obsessed to a dangerous degree. They've got to find her pelvis. People actually are selling their homes so they can travel to England and search for Eleanor. Marriages are breaking down because the quest is consuming people. A man died, and the book made Frank, Nell's father, a very rich man. And he's stalked by fans who can't tell fantasy from reality. So his daughter, Nell, as you would, became a recluse. I'm feeling it. So a totally made-up woman that they're searching for. But now she has to come home and reunite with her family because the book is being reissued along with a new treasure hunt, and a documentary crew are filming everything that follows. Oh, great. Nell is appalled and terrified. During the filming, and I'm getting goosebumps, Frank finally reveals the whereabouts of the missing golden bone, and all hell breaks loose. I'm going to so read this.
Carrie.
It's The Skeleton Key by Erin Kelly, and on the cover of the book it says, 1 book, 2 families, a lifetime of obsession.
I love YA books. They are the best. All right, now.
Hang on, guys. We'll get Katie back in a second. Mr. Moderator is in the house over on Amazon Live. Christine and Nietzsche's husband. So glad to see you here. We're having a little technical difficulty where I might just hide Katie for a second until she can come back, and I will put myself front. Oh, I will put myself front and center on the screen. She'll be back, I swear. So the next book that I'm going to chat about, Katie and Carrie, we are talking about dark reads for young adults that are coming out February 2023. And here's one I am not personally going to read. It's 5 Nights at Freddy's. It's a character encyclopedia by Scott Cawthon. I don't watch anything to do with 5 Nights at Freddy's, but I know it's enormously popular, so we wanted to mention it. It's a hardcover format that will make the perfect addition to any fan's libraries. It covers the games, the novels, and the short stories. All the characters are here and laid out in awesome detail. It is for grade level 7 to 9 or adult fans. It's 5 Nights at Freddy's character encyclopedia. Yay! Hey, Sean, we are back. I like that you say blue checkmark in your name. We're just waiting for Katie to get back on the internet. There's a snowstorm coming to Katie's house. She might have been snowed off, in which case I'll have to finish this podcast by myself. So Katie was going to talk about Delicious Monsters. Let me check that one out. It's by Liselle Sambury. It comes out February 28. It's described as The Haunting of Hill House meets Sadie. My internet just died. That's okay, Katie. I will continue on talking about a couple more books, and we can end this and have a multi-part podcast, or we can redo it because we were at the beginning. But we're doing such a good job, and I'm chatting about Delicious Monsters. So Daisy sees dead people, as you do, something impossible to forget in bustling, ghost-packed Toronto. She usually manages to deal with her unwanted ability, but she's very unprepared to be dumped by her boyfriend. That's harsh. So when her mother inherits a secluded mansion in northern Ontario, where she spent her childhood summers, Daisy jumps at the chance to escape. But the house is nothing like Daisy expected. She begins to realize that her experience with the supernatural might be no match for her mother's secrets or what lurks within the walls. I love creepy house books. This is Delicious Monsters by Liselle Sambury. It comes out February 28, just a few days from now. The next book that I'm going to talk about, we'll skip over just in case Katie come back and talk about hers, is Immortality, a love story. It is part of the Anatomy Duology. It's the second book by Dana Schwartz. It comes out February 28. It's a sequel to her gothic romance Anatomy, a love story. So Hazel Sinnott is alone and half convinced of the events of the year before in the first book, the Immortality, Beecham's Vial, were a figment of her imagination. She doesn't even know if Jack is alive or dead. All she can really do now is treat patients and maintain Hawthornden Castle as it starts to decay around her. When saving a life leads to her arrest, Hazel seems doomed to rot in prison until a message intervenes. Hazel has been specifically requested to be the personal physician of Princess Charlotte, the sickly goddaughter. Hazel is going to become the personal physician of Princess Charlotte, and she's dragged into the glamour and romance of a court where everyone has something to hide, especially the enigmatic, brilliant members of a social club known as the Companions to the Death. I want to join a social club like that. Hazel's work entangles her more and more with the British court, and she realizes her future as a surgeon isn't the only thing at stake for her. I admit I'm intrigued, but I feel like I'd have to read the first book to know what the heck is going on, and I didn't, so I'm going to have to pass on this one for now, but I'm going to put it in my library list. It's Immortality, a Love Story by Dana Schwartz.
Hi, I'm back.
You're back!
Yeah.
I read one of your books for you.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so which book should I do then?
So you are going to do Hunterland.
Hunterland. Okay, let me find
and then
that.
you'll do Iron Wolf after it.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Carrie. I'm sorry, my internet is apparently
Well, you guys
terrible.
are having storm and snow's coming and it's windy, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you for your patience, everybody. Okay, so the next book is Hunterland. This is from the Hunterland series. This is the first book, so get into it. It came out February 7th, and it's by Dana Clare. The cover is beautiful. You can see this on Amazon Live and on YouTube. It is gorgeous. I'm getting I don't know why I'm getting Avatar vibes on this, but I am.
Yeah, go look.
It looks pretty. So Liam Hunter has warded off hungry vampires, slayed monstrous beasts, and put agonized spirits to rest since he could hold a stake. Oh, this is almost like The Witcher so far. When trouble comes through the Hunterland message board, oh my goodness, alerting them that nurses are dying at high schools across Wisconsin in a string of fishy suicides, the Hunter family hits the road to save the day. Okay, so this is an urban fantasy. Good to know. The trail leads to Falkville Falls, where Liam...
Pronounce that very carefully.
I know. It's like, oh, man. Falkville Falls, where Liam clashes with Olivia Davis, whose maddening family seems inexplicably embroiled in this haunting mess, and I'm sure they're going to be love interests. So Olivia has always mothered her little sister Pepper, but when the Hunter family opens her eyes to the hidden underworld of real monsters prowling the dark, she realizes she can't protect Pepper from this newest threat by herself. Can the two families work together to uncover who and what is responsible before the next murder, or this vicious cycle will have no end? I love it. So this is called Hunterland. This is going to be a part of the Hunterland series. I like this too, kind of, enemy families coming together, killing monsters.
I see why you like the cover of the book.
Yeah.
The guy looks like your handsome husband.
Oh,
that's why you're like, oh, it's a great book cover.
I know. He's so beautiful.
I have to tease her a little bit.
So check that one out. So this is by Dana Clare. And did you want to go next, or do you want me to read the Iron Wolf?
Do your next one so that we get caught back up.
Okay, sounds good. The next one that I have that I'm presenting to you is called Iron Wolf. It's a part of this series called Vardari. It's comes out February 21st, so tomorrow. We're recording ahead of time, obviously. This is by Siri Pettersen and Tara Chace. Juva knows all about blood readers. Ooh, I already like this.
Ooh.
Praised for their sight, they are nothing but swindlers, preying on people's fears for power and profit. Born by blood readers herself, she knows only too well, and she has vowed never to become one of them. But when her family is threatened by Vardari, the eerie lasting ones, who never age, Juva is entangled in a desperate hunt for the blood readers' legacy. This is a dark secret that once changed the world and might do it again. In order to survive, she has to confront the terrifying childhood memories she fought to forget. This sounds cool, like really cool. This is called Iron Wolf. It's by Siri Pettersen, and I think it's an international read because Tara Chace is actually the translator. I think I'm going to check it out. Apparently, Siri Pettersen did a trilogy called The Raven Rings, so she's on to her next one. All right, that is it.
I'm just glad that one wasn't derivative of the Hunger Games. That's
Right.
all I'm saying.
Yes,
So,
of course.
my next book, I am going to rush to the bookstore in 8 days and buy because it's called The Island. It's by Natasha Preston. The publisher, is Delacorte Press. Siri Pettersen is from Norway, says Sean Jones.
Hey, there we go. Cool.
So The Island has a wonderful tagline. They said goodbye to their friends and family for the weekend. They weren't counting on forever. So it's set on an island called Jagged Island. It's a private amusement park for the very rich or the very influential. Liam, James, Will, Ava, Harper, and Paisley, they sound like Lego Friends characters. They're social media influencers with millions of followers. We don't know what that's like because we have couple thousands of followers. They've been invited for an exclusive weekend before the park opens. That happens. They'll make posts and videos for their channels, and they'll report every second of their VIP treatment. Yay! And when the teens arrive, they're stunned. The resort is even better than they imagined. Their hotel rooms are unreal. The park's themed rides are incredible, and the island is hauntingly beautiful. They're given a jam-packed itinerary for the weekend. But you knew there was a but coming. Soon, they'll discover that something's missing from their schedule, getting off the island alive. I love it. I love it. Totally have to get it. I shouldn't be laughing. It's very serious when innocent young influencers are sent on a trip and then don't come home. This is intended for grade level 7 to 9 or 12 to 17 years or adult YA readers. It's called The Island by Natasha Preston, and I'm very curious.
The next book on my list is Mindwalker. It already came out February 7th, and it's by Kate Dillon.
Sean says, kind of like the Fire Festival. Yes.
Oh my God. That it is like that, actually.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, I love it. That's perfect. Okay, so Mindwalker. 18-year-old Sil Sarah is determined to die a legend, aren't we all? But only with 12 months left before the supercomputer grafted to her brain kills her. Sil's time is quickly running out, clearly. Wow, that's not very long.
That always makes me want to take my headphones off and make sure they're not grafting onto my brain.
I know, right? Like, is it attached? So in the 10 years, she's been rescuing field agents for the Syntex Corporation by commandeering their minds from afar and leading them to safety. Sil hasn't lost a single life, and she's not about to start now. But when a critical mission goes south, Sil is forced to flee the very company she once called home. Desperate to prove she's no traitor, Sil infiltrates the Analog Army. Oh, goodness. Okay. An activist faction working to bring Syntex down. Her plan? To win back her employer's trust by destroying the group from within. Instead, she and the army's reckless leader, Ryder, uncover a horrifying truth that threatens to undo all the good she's ever done. With her tech rapidly degrading and her new ally keeping dangerous secrets of his own, as they always do, Syl must find a way to stop Syntax in order to save her friends, her reputation, and maybe even herself. This is Mindwalker. This is by Kate Dillon. And you know what? I haven't actually read a creepy sci-fi, especially computer-oriented sci-fi book, actually at all, or in a very long time that's horror-oriented. So I might pick this one up.
I would just want someone to take control of my mind and lead me away from the refrigerator. Carrie, you've already had dinner. Carrie, you already had a glass of wine. Don't you dare get one.
Just second breakfast all the time.
Sean says, kind of a Matrix Terminator feel, Skynet. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yes, absolutely.
And I wonder, because each book has like a 2-year lead time. The author takes about a year to write it, and then the editors decide if they want to buy it, and then they edit it, and they get ready to publish it. I wonder if 2 to 3 years from now, we're going to have terrifying sci-fi books about Chat GPT and AI art.
Oh, man. You know, actually...
Because sci-fi writers write about two topics: things we're afraid of happening or things we want to happen.
Ooh, that's a great point. Oh, when is it all gonna come true? When is it just gonna all overlap?
When do I get my flying car like the Jetsons? I don't have to drive so I can have some vino.
Oh God. Yeah. Anyway, what's your next read for today?
My next book is called Nightbirds. It's by Kate J. Armstrong. It has a beautiful dark-skinned lady with golden silver eyes and a butterfly or bird on her face. I'm not sure what's happening.
Ooh.
It's a dark fantasy. The magic of women is outlawed. I hate when that happens. But 4 girls with unusual powers have the chance to change it all. Ooh. So the Nightbirds are Simta's best kept secret. I don't know what Simta is, if it's a planet or a country. Girls with a unique and powerful magic that they can gift with just a kiss. Ooh. Some would kill to possess them. The church would kill them outright, which happens in history. Sorry, this is a fantasy book. The Nightbirds are protected by the great houses and their well-guarded treasures. And this season's Nightbirds are called Mathilde, Asa, and Sayer, and they're going to spend their nights bestowing their gifts to well-paying clients. This sounds like Dollhouse by Joss Whedon. Anyway, Joss Whedon. Once their season is through, they're each expected to marry a great house lord and become mothers to the next generation of Nightbirds before their powers fade away. I'm sorry, they should be using their powers to get themselves out of this stupid situation, which is very annoying. Okay.
But they then we wouldn't have a plot.
Yeah, exactly. They find themselves at the heart of a political scheme that's threatening their secrets and their very lives, and their future becomes uncertain. Then they discover that there's other girls like them, and their magic is far more than they were told. Time to start experimenting, ladies. See what you can do. And they see the Nightbird system for what it is, a gilded cage. And they have to make a choice: remain kept birds or take control and remake the city that dared to clip their wings.
Oh.
Sounds kind of interesting. It's not going to be in the top of my checkout list, but I would glance through it.
Sure.
Nightbirds by Kate J. Armstrong comes out February 28th.
My next book is called The Pledge, and it came out on Valentine's Day.
Oh, how nice.
It's so nice. It's about murder. This is by Cale Dietrich, and it's an LGBTQ plus friendly book. So freshman Sam believes that joining a fraternity is the best way to form a friend group as he begins his college journey. Okay. And it's his best chance of moving on from his past. That's probably true. He is the survivor of a horrific and world-famous murder spree known as the Lake Priest Massacre, where a masked killer hunted down Sam and his friends. Sam had to do the unthinkable to survive that night, and it completely derailed his life. He sees college and his new identity as a frat boy as his best shot at living a life not defined by the killings. Okay, that's fair.
Yep.
Yeah, he starts to flirt with one of the brothers, cute journalism student Orrin Fisher, who Sam finds is surprisingly accepting of Sam's past and begins to think a fresh start is actually possible. That's awesome. But, because yes, but then one of his new frat brothers is found dead. A masked murderer, one clearly inspired by the original, emerges and starts stalking and slaying the frat boys of Monroe University. Now, Sam will have to race against the clock to figure out who the new killer is and why they are killing before Sam loses his second chance or the lives of many more of his friends. So, pretty clear, straightforward story. It sounds intriguing. It is called The Pledge. It is by Cale Datridge.
My next book is called The Severed Thread. It's by Leslie Vedder. It's book 2 in a series called The Bone Spindle.
Ooh.
So our main character is named Fee, or Fi. I think it's Fee short for Fiona. We're going to say Fee. She's bookish, and she has a partner who's brash, axe-wielding, named Shane. And she's awakened the sleeping prince. But the battle for Andar, the planet or the country, is far from over. The Spindle Witch, the witch hunters, and Fee's own butterfly curse all stand between them and happily ever after. Shane has her partner's back, but she's in for the fight of her life against Red, the right hand of the Spindle Witch, who she's also foolishly hell-bent on saving. Some people cannot and should not be saved. I'm sorry. We have another character called Briar Rose, and he would do anything to restore his kingdom. But there's a darkness creeping inside him, a sinister bond to the Spindle Witch he can't escape. All hopes of rescuing and restoring Andar rest on deciphering a mysterious book code, finding the hidden city of the last witches, and uncovering a secret lost for centuries. This sounds like an amazing gender-flipping version of Sleeping Beauty.
Mm-hmm.
It's set in a world of twisty fairy tales. Sounds like lots of action and adventure. It's The Severed Thread by Leslie Vedder. And Sean says, I thought the characters were Fee, Fi, Fo, and Fum. And over on Amazon Live, Sean makes a very good point. 2 years from now, they'll be writing books about the robotic spy balloons. Yes.
It's true. The aliens.
Katie, I'm going to put your next book in the carousel on Amazon Live so people can click to check it out.
Oh goodness, I missed that one. And it's a beautiful book. It's called Where Darkness Blooms. Wow, this cover is wild and just so cool.
Is it not 7 Faceless Saints?
No, it is Where Darkness. Oh wait, did I skip? I might have skipped. Oh, I think I did skip. I apologize.
That's fine.
Okay, I will do Where Darkness Blooms in a second. It is 7 Faceless, Saints. I did not have that one put up. So this one's by MK Lob, and this one came out. Yes, it is. My internet, my brain. Oh God.
Sean is so nice. Sean just said it's okay. Your internet going out as you off your game. Oh,
thank you.
Kind. Thank you.
I appreciate it, Sean.
Sean's realizing why we usually just do a voice podcast and not video.
I know it's gonna be a fun editing time for Katie. No, it's my fault.
I say don't edit and just publish and go woohoo. Good luck.
Enjoy, everybody. Okay, so this one, 7 Faceless Saints, comes out February 7th. It's got a cool cover. It honestly kind of reminds me of Arya from Game of Thrones. Like it's kind of got like this creepy bleeding eye thing going on in the back, and it's cool. Anyway, so it's a dark fantasy novel. I'm a sucker for dark fantasies, I think. So here's what this is about. In the city of Umbrasia, saints and their disciples rule with terrifying and unjust power, playing favorites while the unfavored struggle to survive, because of course they do. After her father's murder at the hands of the Umbrasian military, Rosanna Lacertosa is willing to do whatever it takes to dismantle the corrupt system. Tapping into her powers as a disciple of Patience, that's capitalized, Patience, she is a disciple of Patience, joining the rebellion and facing the boy who broke her heart. As the youngest captain in the history of Palazzo Security, Damien Venturi is expected to be ruthless and strong and to serve the saints with unquestioning devotion. But 3 years spent fighting in a never-ending war have left him with deeper scars than he wants to admit, and a fear of confronting the girl he left behind. Oh, my heart.
He did dump her, so
Yes. Now, a murderer stalks Ambrosian citizens. As the body count climbs, the palazzo is all too happy to look the other way. That is until, a disciple becomes the newest victim, because then it matters. With every lead turning to a dead end, Damien and Roz must team up to find the killer, even if it means digging up buried emotions. As they dive into the underbelly of Ambrasia, the pair will discover something more sinister and far less holy. With darkness closing in and time running out, will they be able to save the city from an evil so powerful that it threatens to destroy everything in its path? So this is called Seven Faceless Saints. This is by M.K. Lobb, and this almost has like the angel mythology. I'm feeling a little bit in the back of my brain. It's starting to kind of feel a little like that. I think I'm going to pick this one up. It sounds interesting. So what is your next book, Carrie?
Mine is called She is a Haunting.
Oh, yes.
It has a woman with butterflies coming out of her pursed mouth. Not sure what's happening. The author's name is Trang Than Tran. I believe that's Vietnamese. February 28th. It's a debut novel, and it's by Bloomsbury YA, and Bloomsbury is very picky about which authors they publish, so this must be good. It stars a house with a terrifying appetite. I'm in. You had me at a house with an appetite. It's haunting a broken family in this atmospheric horror. They suggest that fans of Mexican Gothic will like this book too.
Ooh.
So Jade Nguyen arrives in Vietnam for a visit with her estranged father, and she has one goal: survive 5 weeks pretending to be a happy family in the French colonial house that her dad is restoring. She's always lied to fit in, so if she's straight enough, Vietnamese enough, and American enough, she can get out with the college money that he promised. But the house has other plans.
Ooh.
Night after night, Jade wakes up paralyzed. Whoa. The walls exude a thrumming sound while bugs leave their legs and feelers in places they don't belong. I don't want to picture what that means.
No.
She finds curious traces of her ancestors in the gardens they once tended. And at night, Jade can't ignore the ghost of the beautiful bride who leaves cryptic warnings that say, "Don't eat."
Ooh.
So neither Ba nor her sweet sister Lily believe that there's anything strange happening. With help from a delinquent girl, Jade will prove that this house, the home they've always wanted, will not rest until it destroys them. Geez, house. They're just a bunch of nice girls. Maybe this time she can keep her family together. As she roots out the house's rot, she has to, as every creepy house book ever has happened, she has to face the truth of who she is and who she must become to save them all.
Ooh.
Sean Jones is updating us on the Vietnamese American writer telling all stories scary, otherworldly, and emotional. You took that from her website. Thank you.
Very cool.
And I think I had that in the carousel. Yes. What's next for you?
That one sounds creepy. I like how it's don't eat for her, but the house can.
Yeah. And dropping off random bug parts. Oh, I don't know if I can do it.
Ugh. Speaking of nature being creepy, this is where the next book that I was previously talking about comes in nicely. It is Where Darkness Blooms. This is by Andrea Hanna. This comes out February 21st, so tomorrow. This is a supernatural thriller about a eerie town where the sunflowers whisper secrets and the land hungers for blood.
I'm not sure I'm ever going to grow sunflowers again, or if I need to buy extras.
Right. Yeah, it's like your barrier, your gate for all your guests to pass. So the town of Bishop is known for exactly two things: recurring windstorms and an endless field of sunflowers that stretches farther than the eye can see. That's actually probably gorgeous. So they're also known for women, missing women in particular. So when 3 or more women disappear one stormy night, no one in Bishop is surprised. Oh, well, missing women. The case is closed and their daughters are left in their dusty, shared house with the shattered pieces of their lives. Until the wind kicks up a terrible secret at their mother's much-delayed memorial.
Ooh.
Yeah. With secrets come the lies of each girls is forced to confront. Wait. With secrets come the lies each of the girls is forced to confront. Interesting. After caring for the other girls, Delilah would like to move on with her boyfriend Bennett, but she can't bear his touch. Whitney has already lost both her mother and her girlfriend, Eleanor, and now her only solace is an old weather vane that seems to whisper to her. Jude, Whitney's twin sister, would rather ignore it all, but the wind kicks up her secret too. The summer fling she had with Delilah's boyfriend.
Oops.
Yeah.
Busted.
Yeah. And more than anything, Bo wants answers and she wants them right now. Something happened to their mothers and the townsfolk know what it was, and she is sure of it. Bishop has always been a strange town, but what the girls don't know is that Bishop was founded on blood, and now it craves theirs.
Oh, no.
I think I'm in, but I'm really worried about how many characters there are.
I'm worried about the wind structure. Is she making out with it or what's happening? Is she just talking to her? She's not running out there and hugging it, right? I have questions. I don't know.
Maybe it's a djinn. A wind djinn. I don't know.
Ooh.
That would be cool.
That would be really cool. That would be unique.
Right. I would love a story like that. So this is called Where Darkness Blooms. This is by Andrea Hanna, and I will probably pick this one up. I like sunflowers.
Well, speaking of blood, my last book today is called Wild Blood. It's by Lauren Blackwood. Wednesday Books is the publisher. It came out back on February 7. It's meant for grade level 7 to 9, 13 to 18 years, blah, blah, blah. So 18-year-old Victoria is a wild blood. She was kidnapped at the age of 6 and manipulated by the Exotic Lands Touring Company. And she's had to work as a tour guide ever since with a team of fellow wild bloods who take turns using their magic to protect travelers in a Jamaican jungle teeming with ghostly monsters.
Ooh.
We don't often have dark YA books set in Jamaica, so this is pretty cool. And we don't often have dark YA books with people of color on the cover, so I love it. So the boss denies Victoria an earned promotion to team leader in favor of her backstabbing ex, who we already hate, right?
Yes.
Named Dean. She's determined to prove herself. Her magic is the most powerful on the team, but she's not the image the boss wants because she doesn't have a you-know-what in her pants. Anyway, their new client is named Thorn, a renowned gold miner determined to reach an untouched gold supply deep in the jungle. Okay, so this is suddenly a treasure hunt with magic. And Thorn is everything Victoria isn't. Confident, kind, and so handsome he leaves her speechless. That happens.
Oh.
And when he entrusts the mission to her, kindness turns to mutual respect and affection and love. But the jungle is treacherous, and it has hypnotic river spirits. It has soul-devouring women that shed their skin like snakes.
Cool.
Kind of my life goal right now. And her ex-Dean is out for revenge. So Victoria has to decide, is promotion at a corrupt company really what she wants? So it's kind of an adventure fantasy, not super dark, except for the river spirits and the soul-devouring woman, which I kind of want to read more about. So I might check this out. It is Wild Blood by Lauren Blackwood.
Oh, Wow. Well, thank you guys for listening on all of the platforms to our list of February young adult reads that are coming out. I apologize again for my awesome power going out.
I can't help it.
If you want to join us over on our socials, you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and obviously our Amazon Live channel at amazon.com/live/Dark Side of the Library. We want to see you guys there. And make sure to tune in every Wednesday and Friday for brand new episodes. And we I'm trying my best to do Friday trivia days for Dark Side of the Library. So come check us out then too. It's
On
quite
Amazon
a fun
Live?
time.
Mhm.
Yep, it's very fun. If you do like this kind of stuff, make sure to share with your friends, family, anybody who likes spooky reads, like, subscribe, all of that fun stuff. It means a whole lot to us, and it helps this whole podcast sustain itself. Thank you again for watching. We will see you guys next time.